Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be painting two miniatures. That's right, we got a Gambit hero version and a Gambit zombie version from Marvel Zombies. And Gambit, the hero version, was primed in a matte white, but zombie version was primed in a necrotic flesh with a zombie flesh dry brushing on top of it. Why? Because I want to make sure that if I use the same paints on a hero and a zombie hero, that they're going to turn out looking a little different just because of the underpainting. And as you can see now, we're starting off actually with a soft skin wash on Gambit's flesh, so the face and his hands. However, as it dries, it almost looks like he's a skeleton, which is kind of weird, but it still looks pretty cool. And then we're using Bony Matter, of course, because this is the zombie version, on the skin for Gambit. Again, I want to apologize there. I was a little off with my camera angle again. I'm just trying on a new camera angle here. I might have to go back to another way of looking at miniatures. But anyways, you get the point. You see what's being painted. But what's cool is the necrotic flesh with the Bony Matter. It has a greenish hint to it with a zombie-like feel of skin. Very, very cool. Next, we're using some familiar pink on the chest plate of Gambit on both miniatures. So we're pretty much going to be using from now on the same colors on both miniatures. And don't use this color, Moonlight Coral. It's identical to familiar pink, and I was going to use it for some of the clothing on his pants, and I realized it's almost identical to familiar pink. And so I changed it up to Burnished Red for the pants and the top part of his shirt. There's little nooks and crannies here to get into. Sometimes it's harder with his jacket the way it is, and also with the hand of the sentinel behind him. The zombie version was a much easier miniature sculpt to paint because his coat was more to the side. There was no big terrain or basing stuff in the way, so you might have an easier time painting the zombie mode of Gambit. Now, you guys asked for the dual miniatures on the community poll. I'm going to be trying that. However, I'm going to be catching up with the other stuff that I've already either painted a zombie version or a hero version, and then link between the videos. Alright, so keep an eye out for that. So once this one, I have another pair coming up, then it's going to be videos of single miniatures from Marvel Zombies, and I might be tossing in some other random stuff from Hero Quest. I've also got some Novaitis Renaissance. Let me know in the comments if you want to see Novaitis Renaissance painted up on the channel, or it might be members only videos. So that could be a possibility that comes up, which is going to have a lot less dialogue in them, just a little bit more straight to the paint, just showing what's being painted. Anywho, as you can see now, the Hardened Leather on both miniatures covers really well. One's gonna be a little bit brighter because of the white, and this one turns a little bit darker because of the green undertone. And the dry brushing of the zombie flesh, which is one of the color triads in the air paint range, just gave a little bit of highlight to those areas, certain areas, to make some areas pop. And again, so you can take a look there right here with that leather brown as it dried, how bright and vivid it is on this version. Now we're using some Grim Black now for Gambit. He has like a sort of like a head mask kind of, I don't know what you call that thing, and then of course his gloves. But the zombie version only has the headpiece part, no gloves on. It's just his hands that are completely unwrapped, so the Grim Black comes in very little there. Then I wasn't sure about his staff. Now I think I remember in the cartoons or whatever, his staff was all metal, but in the artwork I was seeing it had some brown to it, like almost like a wooden staff, but at the ends were silverish, like metal blades. So I know I'm probably wrong using dark wood. If it's up to you, you can use either polished silver or broadsword silver or any other silver you have to do that as well. Fire Drake now for the hair. He had a little bit lightish brownish red hair in the artwork, It's a little bit darker than what I wanted, but it still turned out pretty cool. Again, the necrotic flesh just makes a big difference in what the look is and gives them that zombie look. Familiar pink now for the throwing cards. I just want to come back to his staff quickly. I don't know how you saw how long it is when he's holding it, like that version here, and then when he has it through him, it looks like it's completely like tiny. It's not the right size. It's kind of weird. Anyways, now the next color we're using, or speed paint, is metallic, is a polished silver. We're doing this for the ends of the staff, for his big boots here. I noticed they were metallic in the artwork. Pretty cool. Again, the metallic paints in the speed paint range cover really well. They do a good job, and you're gonna see how well they actually cover on top of the necrotic flesh as well, which is why, again, this is a good comparison between having two different kind of undertones when you're painting, either batch painting or like this comparison painting kind of thing. You know, you have a regular character and then you have a different version of the same character, but you can paint them the exact same way, but as long as you have a different basing or base coat or a base color, like you go white and light green, white and light yellow, white and almost bone color, you know, you can do a whole bunch of cool things, and it'll give you different effects of the speed paints underneath. Now, just like in a previous video, I actually mixed in some metallics Elven armor with the speed paint medium. So this turned it into a blue speed paint that was metallic. However, the speed paint medium seems to dull it down again. It's still got its sort of shine to it. And then I just did a little bit of chipping effect with some of the shining silver from the Army Painter's metallic range. But it somehow, I think it like kind of soaked it up. It didn't do what I wanted to do, but I didn't show it on camera. I was just testing it out. And anyway, so it's kind of cool that the metallic paints, you can just add some speed paint medium and you're good to go. And a lot of people online ask often questions, can you just add speed paint to any paint and there you go, you can make a speed paint out of it? Question is kind of yes and no. It depends on the color and depends on where you're putting it on. I'm using a mid brown now for the ground. It worked really well on the necrotic flesh. It like made it more brownish decaying look, but on here I found it made the rocks almost look like flesh. It was kind of weird. When it dried up, it's like pinky flesh kind of thing. You can see right there. Anyways, there you have it, folks. You got the zombie version and a hero version of Gambit painted up and ready to fight in Marvel's Zombies, a Zombicide game. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.